Marvel Studios might be developing a brand new Disney Plus show called X Academy, and it is going to focus on young X-Men members at Professor X's school. Now, this rumor comes to us from industry insider Jeff Snyder, who has a pretty decent track record, but take this with a grain of salt. It is not confirmed by any means, especially because Marvel just announced that they're putting multiple shows' development on hold, so this potentially could be another one. Or they could be moving full steam ahead with it. Who knows at this point, but let's go ahead and talk about it. So this is what Jeff is saying right now. He's saying Marvel Studios is reportedly working on a live-action series titled X Academy. It will focus on young mutants at Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters and may lead to the MCU X-Men reboot movie. And who knows, maybe the rumors of the X-Men team being young are true, and they really want to start them off at a pretty young age, like maybe even late teens, and then they can grow into like the adult versions of the characters. Imagine we have a show called X Academy and we get introduced to like really young people playing Scott Summers, Jean Grey, Remy LeBeau. And over time, we can watch them grow up and become these iconic X-Men characters. I think that would be a really unique and cool approach to the MCU X-Men reboot. Or the show could literally just be about a bunch of young mutants going to Professor X's school, and then the X-Men are like its own thing, alongside these young students going to class and stuff. I think that's another route that they could go if this is true. I'm really curious who they're going to cast as Professor X, because I highly doubt it's going to be Sir Patrick Stewart, because obviously he's very old right now, and he's not going to commit to, 20 years of Marvel movies at this point, so they're going to have to cast someone new. I have no idea who they're going to cast, though. Like James McAvoy, I would be so down for him to come back and be Professor X, and I believe he said he's down to do it. I just don't know if he's actually going to sign a contract to be, Professor X for 10 plus years. I don't know. I feel like he's one of those actors that, they've done the whole superhero thing and they want to do cameos here and there and do a whole bunch of other projects, but I don't know if he wants to fully commit to Marvel Studios. So yeah, I've got no idea who's going to play the new Professor X, the new Magneto. I've got no clue. But something I am very certain of is that Kamala Khan is going to be one of the first students at Professor X's school in the MCU. It just makes sense. She was turned into a mutant in Marvel Comics and in the MCU, and it just makes sense to have her be one of the first students at this new school. And since she is one of the only mutants confirmed in the MCU 616, maybe that is what attracts Charles Xavier to come out of hiding and go and recruit her for this school that he's building up. I think that would be a really interesting way to start this new school in the MCU. Go and recruit Kamala Khan and then some other young heroes, and then I think they will explain that the MCU is having mutants pop up now for a specific reason. I think that reason might be the radiation from Thanos' snap, or maybe something else. But I do think they are going to explain it, potentially in a show like X Academy. So guys, there you have it, a brand new rumor from Jeff Snyder talking about an X Academy show in the MCU. This would be a show focusing on young mutants and could potentially lead into the MCU X-Men reboot film. And I am so down for this. This just sounds like a lot of fun. And if they end up tying it into the X-Men reboot movie, I think that would be a really cool thing to do. And I think the whole Disney Plus format would work really good for the beginning of the X-Men. Imagine, you get 50-minute episodes, super high quality. We get to really dive into the backstories of all of the characters, and we get a lot of screen time with them. Flesh them out, get the audience to care about them. I think it would actually work really well, and then it could culminate in an X-Men movie. And I know there's going to be some people that hate that idea and only want the X-Men on the big screen, and I get it, I really do. But if done well, I think this could really work. Like, if Marvel is really committing to quality, and this is up there with the likes of, like, The Boys, or even House of the Dragon in terms of quality and just impact online where people are talking about it, millions of people are watching the show, I think this could work out really, really well. But let me know what you guys think about this down below in the comments. And one other thing I just thought of right when I was wrapping up the video is, what if Hugh Jackman is sticking around like the rumors are saying? Because a lot of insiders are saying that Wolverine is going to be sticking around for like another 10 years and that he's going to be around in the MCU after Avengers Secret Wars. So what if he sticks around and he becomes a teacher at this school in the MCU? I think that would be a great way to utilize Hugh Jackman in the MCU going forward, and I just think it would be cool to have him as a teacher, and then maybe you bring over Daphne Keene as X-23, and she takes the mantle of Wolverine on the X-Men. I think that would be pretty cool too. And then when missions get a little too crazy, then Hugh Jackman joins the fight. I think that would be awesome.